Here is what happened in Solo Leveling Episode 5. The nurses at the hospital couldn't resist gossiping about Jinwoo and his impressive physique, a result of his dedicated strength training through the system. Nurse Choi Yura blushed at the sight of his muscles when she encountered him post-workout and nervously informed him of his discharge, seizing the opportunity to request his phone number. Jinwoo, unaware of her true intentions, innocently complied, thinking it was part of the checkout process. Meanwhile, Baek Yoonho, an S-rank hunter, appears on a morning news show. The host mentions the rarity of S-rank hunters, noting there are only 7, and shifts to Baek's life outside the dungeons. Baek discusses his daily training routine, a habit from his firefighter days, which he maintains to keep his skills sharp. At Jinwoo's house, his sister Gina watches Baek's interview on TV and realizes it's getting late for school. She calls for Jinwoo as she gets ready to leave, and he greets her with a yawn, still sporting bedhead. Surprised by his new look, Gina asks if he's been working out, noting that he even seems taller. Grinning, she puts on her shoes to leave, and Jinwoo, displaying his protective nature, insists she takes an umbrella despite her refusal. Jinwoo then reviews his daily training quests, wondering if he'll end up looking like a bodybuilder. Now at level 18, he allocates his stat points to strength, agility, and perception after defeating a dungeon boss. His thoughts are interrupted by a phone call from his landlord about overdue rent. Though the landlord offers an extension, Jinwoo declines, determined not to inconvenience anyone. He resolves to settle the bill immediately and realizes he needs to find raid work to earn enough money. This prompts Jinwoo to increase his stats before searching online for potential raid opportunities. Although Jinwoo is now strong enough to defeat magic beasts in dungeons and easily make rent, he's still technically an E-rank hunter. He's cautious about attracting too much attention by joining higher ranked raids, wanting to understand what's happening to him first. One job listing catches his eye. Jinwoo takes his daily quest run to the raid group's meeting spot at a gate in a construction site. There, he meets the raid leader, Hwang Dong-suk. Jinwoo's reputation as the weakest hunter precedes him, and Hwang quiets the other hunters as they start to laugh. Jinwoo isn't bothered, but wants to make sure he can join as an E-rank. The leader assures him he's just there to meet their hunter quota to enter a C-rank dungeon. They will handle all the fighting. Jinwoo notices there's no healer, which seems odd, but he signs a release form and officially joins the raid. As the party heads to the gate, the youngest member introduces himself. 21-year-old Yoo Jinho, a chatty D-rank hunter, wears brand new expensive armor. The gate looms large over the group, but Jinwoo reassures Jinho that the rank is determined by the magic it emits, not its size. They enter the dungeon, finding it completely dark with no magic beasts or glowstones, reminding Jinwoo of Kartanan Temple. At a crossroad in the tunnels, Jinwoo senses the presence of beasts and realizes they are insect types. He feels their attack coming from above and warns the group just as a swarm of ant-like monsters attacks. Jinwoo notes the hunters are well coordinated and Jinho holds his own thanks to his pricey armor, but something feels off. Elsewhere, S-rank hunter back drains, smashing through stone with his bare hands, causing the building to shake. Jinho chats with Jinwoo as the hunters explore the huge, mostly empty dungeon. They reach the boss chamber and find it filled with glittering mana stones and a sleeping giant spider. The leader, Hwang, thinks about showing up his little brother with this haul. Jinho, looking out for Jinwoo, points out that Jinwoo is entitled to a share of the haul per the contract. Hwang agrees but says they must take care of the dungeon boss first. He tells Jinho and Jinwoo to stay put while the rest get excavation gear. Then, the group springs their trap. They seal the chamber with an explosion, trapping Jinho and Jinwoo inside with the spider. The plan is to use them as bait for the spider, probably putting it to sleep with a full stomach so the group can take the mana crystals for themselves. Jinwoo tells Jinho to stand back, saying he'll take on the boss himself. And that's the end of the episode. If you want to watch more anime explained videos, make sure to subscribe and follow our channel.